You're listening to The Doc on High Tide Stick Radio. National Sellout Hip Hop Concert Tour, Bars. Bars Fest features dope artists from Los Angeles, Long Beach, Phoenix, Colorado Springs, Gainesville, Florida, Houston, Dallas, Denver, and of course, Tampa and St. Pete. Come kick it as all of them collide under one roof, one night. So be there or be on Facebook watching it. You can keep up with the concert as it approaches, as well as interact with artists and promoters on Facebook. Right now, at BARZFEST Tampa. That's Best Tampa. If you're looking to perform or need ticket info and more, call area code 727-318-2956. That's area code 727-318-2956. High Tide Stick Radio reminds you not to do anything stupid on marijuana. You know, like get busted by your parents. You're listening to The Doc live on YouTube.
I need a stoner bitch. I need a stoner bitch. I need a stoner bitch. I need a stoner bitch, baby, looking just like you. And if you like to get high, well, then just like you. Never cry, you only sad when the second star. I got a pound in the bar, so girls back the ball. Fuck the girls, fuck the guy, fuck the dirty everybody. I can give you back over the backside of marijuana. She sees she's elevated, but she promises only breaking up the dudes, no breaking up the beat. It please believe, stupid and right. She's the type of girl that likes to smoke and suck all night. She's the love of my life and my soul and bitch. Broadway, she's better than a blonde babe and better than Beyonce. Ass so big, you can see it for the front. And she's so damn strong, now she packs the blood. My stoner bitch is like a dream to me, she beats so fine. I gotta make this little fly stoner bitch all mine. I need a stoner bitch. Something that want a girl, got a nice face. Big ass titties in the slim ass waist. Something that want a girl with no good. Take care of the kids and do the same. Something that want a girl who can be a freaking girl. Suck a good girl with the legs in the hair. But that one stoner bitch, moments out of blood. The top of girl in last moments, cause I'm in love. Such a stoner bitch, no strap like she just the drug in the green, holy stones at the bar, at the road for the green, that anti-drug. She the drug of the shit, she the creative, and not the top, but not the fiends for the green, and sex for the green, favorite, and the bitch like bouncing all over in the eye, and the cheeks fucking stuff, you can raise this face, and this no kind of she got the finest from the bricks of the nation, and I put that on myself, and let my brother from the night, to death, to his heart, she's my brother. White, so it's not details about the head. But she would do like little shit. Having my joint really, yeah. Over there, attack the load, now it's time to smoke. I'm talking about this whole bitch, but she ain't a joke. Let's get it straight from everything on the bitch. It's like the lights come on and off, we gotta do a switch. I got a fire lady, doesn't think it's shit. Lay up on the couch with me with the get it's the game time. I stole on the bad fuck, because she likes to fuck. Like Simon Wilson when I'm digging deep inside her guts. No macaroni and cheese, so make sure in the store. If we out of bleed, then she's out the door to make a score. She be the love of my life, she got it right. I stole her in there, so let me be my soul to ride. I need a stoner bitch. Something that want a girl, got a nice face. Big ass titties and slim ass waist. Something that want a girl with no good. Take care of the kids and do the same. Something that want a girl who can be a freaking girl. Suck a good girl with the legs in the hair. But that one stoner bitch, moments out of blood. The top of girl in last moments, cause I'm gonna love. I need a stoner bitch. I need a stoner bitch. She helped me grow my plans, and she knows the type of tricks. The type of bitch you never snitch, you put me on spit. The type of bitch you tell me tricks, you never see my shit. I know she got a from my green house. She picking up my pounds and she dropped me down south. With all this time, she never spoke with your spouse. She got you watching me go right and cut on the couch. I'm saying, fuck a bitch, unless she wants to. No funny girls, watch dicks from the tongue. Some girls are taking cherries, spinning time with their tongue. My girl will roll another blunt, smoke it till it's done.
I'm the doctor, by the way. What's your name? Rose. Nice to meet you, Rose. Run for your life.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're definitely in the house, of course, today. Today, man, is I know it's hump day. Hump day? It's definitely hump day today. So I encourage all of you to hump as much as you possibly can. Welcome to the show. You're live with the Doc, MistaTre, coming to you, of course, live from Tampa, Florida. New West Coast, hashtag it. But anyway, so we out here in Tampa and, doing our radio show. Yes, sir. And so I did come across a story that I absolutely do want to share with you guys. And it's a story about well, it's not a story, but it's just an article about like how to bring down marijuana tolerance. You know what that is, but it's an article on how to do that. And so I definitely want to bring you guys, into that when it comes to, how do you bring down the tolerance of smoking marijuana? How do you negate, as you continue to build tolerance, how do you stop that? You know what I mean? Like, how do you stop yourself from gaining tolerance, or how do you reduce those tolerances? And so it was an article that absolutely caught my attention, and I was like, yeah, we definitely got to talk about this one today. We have to. It's because, see, here's the thing. At the end of the day, you have to be able to. Wow, the phone just never wants to stay where it's supposed to. That's awesome. At the end of the day, you should probably. I hope it stays there. At the end of the day, you definitely do want to bring down your tolerances. I think it's more so the point of bringing down your tolerance is to help yourself, because just like any type of medication that you take, whether it's for psychological issues, whether it's for pain problems, whether it's for, dealing with your children, who knows? I mean, no matter what the issue is, the reason you're dealing with it isn't going to change. And so how you're dealing with it, and sometimes the way you deal with it, is what does need to change. And that's simply because you want to reduce your tolerances so that way you're not consuming just a butt ton of marijuana, because that's what ends up happening ultimately. Ultimately, what ends up happening is you end up building up a tolerance to marijuana that is unable. Really? It is unable to be tolerated. Or whatever. I don't even know how to say it the right way. But anyway, so you can build up a tolerance to marijuana, and it can cause you to have to spend a lot more money, because now you're going through ounces every couple of days instead of just eighths or whatever the case may be. And so because of that, it's something that I'm encouraging my listeners to do, and that's that, reduce your marijuana tolerances. By the way, shout out to everybody following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and so many other places around the globe. But shout out to all you guys. Always tell everybody is post a comment, leave a message, let us know what you think of the show, and we'll of course share those comments and messages. If you're watching us on Periscope, we share your messages right away, like legit, we do. So other than that, other than that, I mean, that's really the big topic today. There's some other things going on in the news, and we'll get into those as we get through each break or come back from each break. We'll deal with those. But again, like I said, I wanted to talk about this marijuana tolerance thing because I think that it's really important. I mean, I think the word really important might even be understating it, because I think you have a duty to yourself to make sure that you're consuming, marijuana in the most correct fashion. And so if you're using too much, and believe it or not, you can, because medically speaking, I want to make sure I word this the right way. I don't want a real doctor to come back and bust the doc's chops, so I want to make sure I kind of articulate this correctly for you. You can consume too much marijuana, but that's an opinionated statement. You cannot medically consume too much marijuana. Medically, you can't. You cannot overdose on pot. You cannot consume too much and overdose. You'll pass out. It's a lot like drinking too much liquor. I think that most people get to that point when they've drunk too much liquor that they puke their brains out and pass out. Very few go to that point of abusing alcohol. Very few go to that point of abusing alcohol to the degree of alcohol poisoning, that is. But in my opinion, can you consume too much marijuana? Yes. You really can consume too much marijuana. And the reason why I say that, and I know that, there's going to be people out there like Chris Watkins that aren't going to agree with me on this, and I can't wait till Chris is supposed to be calling the show today, by the way, so I can't wait till he calls the show, because Chris is not going to agree with me on this. Chris is not going to say that you can consume too much marijuana. He's not going to do that. He's not going to say that. But I guarantee you can. Why or how? Because when you smoke a lot of marijuana all day, every day, the ability for it to work right starts to diminish. So you have to find stronger concentrates or stronger strains. And then you consume a whole bunch more of those until the point where, like, I have friends that do dabs. I have friends that dab out. I have friends that dab it. I have friends that dab on you. And I can tell you right now that my friends that dab on you, okay, my friends that dab on you will, they can't smoke like regular flower anymore. They'll tell you that. They're like, I don't smoke flower. No point. They'll tell you, I don't waste my time smoking flower. No point. Because it doesn't even get me high anymore. And that's the part of marijuana that I want people to be a little bit more aware of, is it harmful? No. Is it going to hurt you? No. Is it the new heroin? No. Heroin's still just the heroin, it is. Try my weed, man. But yeah, heroin's still the product it is. Still a bad guy. No way around it. It is what it is. But when it comes to the degree of can you still build up too big of a tolerance, the answer is absolutely yes. Because you can. You really can. So, in the latest research from cannabis neuroscientists, they uncovered the mechanism behind the tolerance for cannabis, and shows us that it doesn't take long for the brain to return to complete normalcy. So the funny thing is, and this is why I tell people, by the way, just so you know, the normalcy factor. The normalcy factor is when you get yourself back to where you have almost a normal tolerance for marijuana to some degree. Okay, a recently published study authored by it'd be Deepak, I might mess this up, Cyril de Souza. That would be a pretty good cannabis expert from Yale School of Medicine. And the doctor, I believe he's a doctor, or he'll be a doctor, but anyway, has uncovered how the tolerance to cannabis happens. And it says that roughly it takes, and roughly how long it takes to return back to a normal level. So the latest piece of research was a collaboration project between two prestigious organizations, and they were working together to find out the neuropharmaceutical, or it was, by the way, it was, the Neuropharmaceutical Research Group was one of the people involved in this, and another one was, of course, the Connecticut Healthcare System, Yale University School of Medicine, the New York University Langone Medical Center, and Harvard Medical School, Massachusetts General Hospital. So quite a bit of actual highly reputable people were there for we're in there for the tolerance. I mean, we're involved in this tolerance, looking into the tolerance of marijuana. And so when you look at that, it's the age-old problem with cannabis that requires people to smoke a dab, even a dab, or smoke or dab more after the first time. Unlike opiates, overdose on cannabis is difficult, and THC does not become toxic until it reaches incredibly high levels in the body, equivalent to eating pounds and pounds and pounds of pure active ingredient in one sitting. Though a smoker might need to successively consume more cannabis as time goes on, it does not spiral out of control. Someone could smoke the same amount of weed every day for their entire life and still get high. Now, the experiment used males in the age range of 18 to 35 that were cannabis dependent, according to the Diagnostic and Statistics manual that was presented from the study. And it says that they used what's called an APET scan to observe a radio tracer ligand for cannabinoid receptors 1, which is CBD1 or CB1, and receptors in our brain triggered by THC in cannabis to induce its psychoactive effects. The PET was available to see where exactly CBD1 receptors are located in the brain and how densely distributed they were throughout each section. And so the experiment went on to find that in chronic moderate daily cannabis smokers, CBD1R availability is decreased in most brain regions. Significant CBD1R upregulations begins within 2 days of the absentine and continues over 4 weeks. In other words, a cannabis smoker has less CBD1 receptors in their brain than non-smokers do. But they start to bounce back after just 2 days of abstinence, and returns to almost normal levels after 4 weeks of abstinence. And so it's kind of funny because basically, no matter what, if a cop this proves undoubtedly that if a cop piss tests you 2 days after you smoked pot, it is infallible to even consider that you're even able to consume the same amount of marijuana. It's kind of interesting, just how it breaks down. As with most of the stories, I try not to read too many of them before I bring them on the show because I want the wow factor right along with you guys, the listening audience. And so I try not to, I try not to do that because I want to sort of be blown away by the article. So here I am again, though, obviously blown away by the article because, again, I'm like, wow, this is actually really, really good information. It's really, really profound. I don't think people understand how profound this really is. It's amazing what they're finding out about cannabis. I mean, it's amazing. It really is. Now, we're gonna go to break, and when we get back from the break, what we're going to do is we are definitely going to go ahead and get right back into the rest of this story, and then, of course, attack some more issues as we move forward through the show today. Like I said, we want to attack the issues that we find out that are going on today. So just stick with us right here. You're on live with the doc, MistaTre, on High Time. Stick right here. High-Tide Stick Radio reminds you not to do anything stupid on marijuana. You know, like get busted by your parents. You're listening to the doc live on YouTube.
K to the ISO. Look at my ride, that motherfucker hawking. The streets is watching, I know they watching. She said she wanna fuck me in the backseat of my office. Down there, the camera's watching. Look at my ride, that motherfucker hawking. The streets is watching, I know they watching. She said she wanna fuck me in the backseat of my office. Down there, the camera's watching. Come down my whip, look tight and shiny like the glitter. Like Instagram that pic, and I posted it up on Twitter. You can see my rims, they shining. 24 inches, they spinning. You can tell by my pockets going up like the lotto, so I'm winning. I'll tell you right now, baby, I live my life like shady. 6 figure mamas in a bed with twins and $1 million baby. 10 screws where they howling. My old mama, I'm ballin'. My baby mama, she blow my line. Man, she don't stop calling. My backseat it be so long. Black tin, no credit card. We in the back, I'll beat it down. Ready, I'll do a free charge. Candy baby, that goes better. All these chicks don't split bananas. My rear view be thumping hard. Hanging on to that red bandana. Look at my ride, that motherfucker hawking. The streets is watching, I know they watching. She said she wanna fuck me in the backseat of my office. Down in the camera's rocking. Look at my ride, that motherfucker hawking. The streets is watching, I know they watching. She said she wanna fuck me in the backseat of my office. Down in the camera's rocking. Look how they watching, look how they watching. Drop the screens and turn the beat up, ain't gon' watch them jock, man. I'm gripping wood wheels and blowing out some broccoli. Behind the limo, tip windows rolled out so they can't stop me. That pointing folks is clean, I think I need to join a car show. Gotta match the whip, so my whole fucking grill chrome. And my girl gone, but she bad as fuck. On the leather in the backseat, fucking with her feet up. Man, that whip too flossy, two-tone candy pink is glossy. Working long nights in the nappy, so I call that bitch my office. Put the camera in the dash so I can play it back and watch it. Fuck it, let's make a movie, put it on the disc and pop it. Look at my ride, that motherfucker hawking. The streets is watching, I know they watching. She said she wanna fuck me in the backseat of my office. Down in the camera's rocking. Look at my ride, that motherfucker hawking. The streets is watching, I know they watching. She said she wanna fuck me in the backseat of my office. Down in the camera's rocking. Voice activation, make it start. Push a button, make it rock. Let on 10, you ain't got to trade shirt. We can shop before after dark. Why chill in my backseat? You with the biz, we ID. Almost baby, no sheet. This dirty age means no sleep. Control my cap, keep it drunk. Rock in the crowd, keep it crunk. Trojan man in the MJ of your hell again. Yo, space in the dark. Blue Jones, my rims. 36, they big. All my choppers hella long. They grown down, won't big. Blasting off in their rockets. 20K in their pockets. Cali Cushion, Super Bowl. In Colorado, no diet. My whip looking on fire. My bitches burn for higher. My truck ain't here with a stream of kryptonite. Chevy Inquire. DJ no blast beats. Water work with my backseat. Airbags popping off automatic discs. Yeah, they help me. My whip amazing and fabulous. I'm a superstar, chip scandalous. My supercar rims got TVs. Dirty games don't rattle us. Look at my ride, that motherfucker hawking. The streets is watching, I know they watching. She said she wanna fuck me in the backseat of my office. Down in the camera's rocking. Look at my ride, that motherfucker hawking. The streets is watching, I know they watching. She said she wanna fuck me in the backseat of my office. Down in the camera's rocking.
International Sellout Hip Hop Concert Tour, RSFest features dope artists from Los Angeles, Long Beach, Phoenix, Colorado Springs, Gainesville, Florida, Houston, Dallas, Denver, and of course Tampa and St. Pete. Come kick it as all of them collide under one roof, one night. So be there or be on Facebook watching it. You can keep up with the concert as it approaches, as well as interact with artists and promoters on Facebook right now at BARZFEST Tampa. That's RSFest Tampa. If you're looking to perform or need ticket info and more, call area code 727-318-2956. That's area code 727-318-2956.
I'm the doctor, by the way. What's your name? Rose. Nice to meet you, Rose. Run for your life.
We're listening to me, the Doc MistaTre, on YouTube Live. Yeah, I'm a real doctor, like Dr. Phil's a real doctor, only bald. Wait a minute, he's bald. Only sexy. Yeah, sexier. Live with the Doc on YouTube, Monday through Friday on High Tide Stick Radio. Yeah, we back. We back in the house, yeah. What you know about that? You're alive with the Doc on High Tide Stick Radio. I'm the Doc MistaTre. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those joints. MistaTre on Twitter at the real MistaTre, and on Instagram, MistaTre_Trezona. Oh, can I get some creamer? Oh, you're a doll. Cousin Kel's in the studio, y'all. Cousin Kel's in the studio with us today. She's actually off today. She took a sick day and thought she was going to work today, and then turns out that she scapegoated. She ski-skied on him. So she doing her thing. But I mean, boss approved though. Let's be real though. She's boss approved. She is Ford tested. She is Ford tested and boss approved right now because she was allowed to have that time off today. I'm not trying to throw her under the bus and get her in no trouble. She's allowed to be off. I'm just saying, Cousin Kels is in the studio because she got away with one being sick. It's because she's little.
I was sick.
You were sick. I was sick as crap last night, man. I was up 3 times. This is how much I'm a ride or die for all you fans out there on YouTube, Periscope, Instagram, Twitter.
I was really sick, okay?
Right? For all you fans out there, legit. So seriously, legitimately, for all you fans out there, like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all that good jazz, right? For all you guys out there, though, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna say, hey, take me to church. I'm gonna take you to church real quick, though. I was sick, but that's how much of a ride or die I really am for you mofos, because I was so sick last night that I didn't drop the damn Periscope camera. But anyway, I was so sick last night that I actually considered not doing the show today. I know. Take a breath. No. Right? You know what I'm saying? Right, though? Like on some real ish, right? Because that's how I feel right now. I'm like,
100% better yet, but
me neither.
I'm not better than I did the other day.
I'm really not better at all, but I mean, I'll roll with, I'll ride or die, you know. I'm not a buster.
Oh, it will make you feel better.
I hope so, because I feel like crap still.
Welcome to Florida.
Beautiful.
Welcome to paradise.
But yeah, so I mean, I was icky sick last night, just for the record, and I wasn't liking it at all. Like, it was bad. Like, it really was bad. Like, I did not like it at all. I was just, I can't.
It makes me not have an appetite.
Right. Well, like I said, I was just like last night. God, I actually stomach hurt so bad. I was so sick last night. I actually considered not doing the show today. I know. I didn't feel right at all. Like, at all. You know, like, it was weird. And I feel better now, though. I mean, I think, like, straight up, man, I had to, you know, my stomach was not doing okay.
By the end of the day,
hell yeah. But my stomach was killing me, man. Again, shout out to everybody viewing on Facebook, Twitter. Again, you can follow us, High Tide Stick Radio, or High Tide Stick or High Tide Stick Radio. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Periscope. All of it's just High Tide Stick. You can also follow me, the Doc MistaTre. All my stuff is MistaTre. You can just Google me, MistaTre. But on Twitter, it's the real MistaTre. On Instagram, I need to change it on Instagram to the real MistaTre also. You know that? I really do. So it's all the same. It's the real MistaTre. And then, of course, on Facebook, it's just MistaTre. And on, I should just change everything to the real MistaTre, huh?
I'm not sure what the hell.
I really should. No, but you know what, though? I don't want to put anything in front of my name. I don't want to put anything in front of my name. I want my name to be the first thing when you, because I've spent, God, Kelly, it's been, what, we started branding MistaTre in 1999 when I was just an artist. In 1999, that's when I got my name. Like, before that, I was just wrapped under Trey. For real. So, but, and one of the producers gave me the nickname MistaTre, and because he said I had like one of them boss ass voices, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'd listen. He said, you have a voice that people will listen to you. You will command respect. And so he gave me the name MistaTre. So I don't want to put anything in front of that, because that is something that most people make the mistake and they put MR. But if you know me or you met me or you're really down with my music, you know it's MistaTre. You know that's legit. You know that's the way it goes. But anyway, so this marijuana tolerance that we were talking about before we went to break, cannabis smokers in the study had roughly 20% less CBD1 receptors in their brains that control, do not embed, I think is the right way to word. But interestingly, the amount of cannabis that they consumed on a regular basis did not correlate with the levels of CB1 down regular. Regardless of how much cannabis the person consumed, CB1 receptor expression will still only look about only took about 2 days to bounce back significantly after abstaining from the use of marijuana. So the PET scans did not find a statistical difference between past smokers and the ones that are eternally sober. So essentially, this study shows. I love this. I want to copy this right here, because I want to quote this from High Times Magazine on Facebook, because this is brilliant. Why are you not posting for me? Oh, I'm still up. Oops. Hang on just a second. So, but anyway, yeah, so long story short, though, you have receptors in your brain that are CBD receptors, which, just so you guys know, you don't have opiate receptors. The opiate acts like a blocker in your receptor. So you don't have an opiate receptor. You have something that stands in the way of your body knowing it hurts. CBDs do not stand in the way of your body knowing it hurts. I promise you, I hurt every single day. But what it does do is make the pain tolerable. It makes assholes tolerable, huh, Kels?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It makes kids tolerable.
Oh.
It even makes pets tolerable. Let's be real.
Oh.
That's pretty good. Pets, too.
I'm so ready for vacation.
Are you?
I'm so overdue.
Are you overdue?
Yeah.
That's what's up. I'm overdue, too.
Vacation forever, it seems like.
I'm still fighting the urge to decide when to tell my boss at my other job that I need a week off when the kids come, because it's right during spring break and he's going to be pissed.
Well, it is what it is.
I know, but so what I'm doing is I want to wait until like maybe till next week or so, once the plane tickets are paid for, and then I'm going to tell him. I'm going to be like, from this date to this date, I need some time off. But here's the good news. I will tell him, like, if you're off and you can like be with the kids and you guys can like go like you guys can hang out for a little bit, I might do like I would be down to do an 11 to 5. Yeah. I'm not going to work 5 to close any day, because then my kids are going to be here with you all night by themselves. No, I'm just kidding. I don't mind, but I also need days off though, because we're going to Disneyland, man. Yeah. You know, a place where Trey can be a kid. Yeah. People don't understand that. This is
I know what you mean. No.
I've never actually. I have been to Disneyland out in California, but I did not actually go there.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to enjoy it or nothing like that. I was actually at a sports competition competing. So I've never been to this. So this is like a first time for me and my kids. And that's what's going to make it awesome.
It'd be good for you.
Yes, it will. It would be good to hang out with my babies too. Because, you know, the one thing is, that they've all, I talked to them quite a bit, and they've all been really, 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 really like, Dad, I miss you, Dad, I miss you, Dad, I miss you. And so I feel really like bad for them right now because they've really, that's really their only complaint is that they miss me.
Yeah.
But what they don't know is I miss them too. I mean, they know, but they don't know how much.
Yeah.
Having some technical difficulties here. The keyboard is not working. There it goes. Now it is. I guess it took a minute for it to read it. I'm great with these things, but they always seem to mess up on me when I need them not to. Like during the show. The damn thing will work fine all day. I mean, come on. Can I get an amen out there for... You know what I'm saying? For just the shit that always works when you ain't doing nothing but fucking around. But the minute you really need it, it never works. You know, like you know when your phone, like your phone, you'll be on your phone, fucking around on your phone all day long. All day long. Phone works fine. Phone doesn't freeze up. You get all your messages. You don't even check them because you don't care about them. Or maybe you are on Facebook or something all day long. But you get this shit all day long, people. All day long. All freaking day long. The minute a girl, did you do your number to like 3 weeks ago, calls you, you were over here trying to slide the screen and the goddamn thing won't unlock. That's the truth in the phone. Huh, Kel?
Yeah.
Are you playing solitaire?
Yeah.
So you stuck on stupid right now?
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
Cousin Kel's in the studio, guys. So, marijuana tolerances. So basically, the biggest gist that I get from this article, and probably the most important thing that I think I do get out of this article, is that when it comes to marijuana tolerance, and it comes to being tolerant to marijuana, it doesn't really matter. Kelly, you can smoke as much weed as you possibly want.
Oh yeah.
And 2 days later, here's the thing is, if you want to really get super high again, don't smoke for 2 days.
Oh, I know.
Or don't smoke for a day.
Yeah. I
mean, this isn't news. The funny thing is we know this. Because here's how we know this, Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm straight first day off not smoking, huh? I'm straight second day off not smoking. Third day off not smoking, I cannot fucking function.
I can't.
My ADD is so horrid. My ability to focus is so horrid.
I think what it is, this is anxiety for me because after working 11 hours, I want something that ease me.
Well, right. I think that's the thing is so.
Because I worked off fucking day.
I think the other thing too is like, like smoke weed every day. No. Or yes, but don't smoke it. You probably shouldn't. We like on a day off like today, we shouldn't sit around and smoke all day.
Why not?
Because all you're doing is building up your tolerance.
I like it.
Fair enough. Kel's has spoken. I want to argue her fact, or her point, but I mean, it'd be like me arguing with a politician I agree with. I'm sorry, I agree with the guy. Well, the girl, but whatever. Cousin Kels is a girl, not a guy. She's like 2 feet tall. Trust me, she's a girl. Because even if you're a dude, if you're 2 feet tall, you're still a fucking girl. Oh, that's funny though. I'm kidding. I bust short jokes on all my homies because here's the real reason why. If anybody wants to know why I pick on short guys, it's not that I pick on them, it's I bust their balls. Because guys, I was one of you. If
you was a puny little fuck.
See? Look at her. See, I'm a big dude now. But what did she say? You was a puny little fuck. So let me take you to church on that. I was a puny little, you know what. But I grew up. So I'm going to take you to church right now. I'm going to tell you, the reason I pick on you is I used to get picked on too. But I was a midget too, though, straight up. And so, even though I do pick on you, I was a little tiny midget too. In all fairness, exactly. And that doesn't we'll be right back after the break. You're, of course, listening to the Doc MistaTre live on High Tide Tip Radio. And, of course, before we cut out the break on you, this show was brought to you by Bars Plus Tampa, Bars Plus LLC, Trezona Entertainment, and Trezona LLC. And, of course, Trezona Graphic and Designs. Trezona Graphic Designs, get all your graphic and designs done by Trezona. That's, of course, TREZONA. You can also contact 727-318-2956 anytime you need a graphic. I'm the Doc MistaTre. We'll be back after the break. You're listening to me, the Doc MistaTre, on YouTube Live. Yeah, I'm a real doctor, like Dr. Phil's a real doctor, only bald. Wait a minute, he's bald. Only sexy. Yeah, sexier. Live with the Doc on YouTube, Monday through Friday on High Tide Stick Radio. The National Sellout Hip Hop Concert Tour, Arsfest. Arsfest features dope artists from Los Angeles, Long Beach, Phoenix, Colorado Springs, Gainesville, Florida, Houston, Dallas, Denver, and of course, Tampa and St. Pete. Come kick it as all of them collide under one roof, one night. So be there or be on Facebook watching it. You can keep up with the concert as it approaches, as well as interact with artists and promoters on Facebook. At BARZFEST Tampa. That's Arsfest Tampa. If you're looking to perform or need ticket info and more, call area code 727-318-2956. That's area code 727-318-2956. So I get money because my niggas gon' change in them songs. Even if I get famous, I swear the feel that nigga they feeling it now. I guess I got something for misery now. Okay, we young nigga live in effect. We silent protecting my craft. And divided privilege to what all of my niggas and we just working on math. And I feel like that I can drop a problem. Let you sit up like it's going to be like a breaker. I'll run the track, let this the conversation. We keep hating. I keep loud and low, keep your love. If you do basic, my people, I got some bad stuff. And I'm going to be those thoughts. I'm moving time, but they don't fly. And I feel my last goes on. People talk about you walking niggas who are born, not so bad. Don't ask me. I'm fucking again. And I hit the blunt yesterday. Then I ashed it, thinking about the better days. Shit was classic. I pray to God, just survive. Man, I wish I could fly. Man, I wish I could fly. So I get high. So I get high.
The second murder burgers here is, and it's an idea and other stats that show it's the most dangerous part of the city.
It's talking to the people who live there and find out why there's so much
Yo, Aaron, what's going on? Hey, like Jay, since you been gone, see my mom hold it on. Don't need a drink to be strong. I won't lie, I've been drinking, and yes, I have been smoking more. I'm not really proud, step loud, I'm doing enough. Thinking about the moments we had ran from the police. Love, forget my friends, I'm left with all that. Like babies, they want to rock every crib and run in my street. Fuck whatever it is, you know that you can count on me. And my dog, man, I ready to still repping and put it on. Bring it up, and if you making it back, trust me, I'll need you back on. I miss all of my soldiers and all the soldiers. And I hope I come back to that nigga, and I'm because I hit the blunt yesterday, then I ashed it, thinking about the better days. Shit was classic. I pray to God, just survive. Man, I wish I could fly. Man, I wish I could fly. So I get
say it's gotten worse because more kids are picking up guns. I don't understand why they want to give their lives away doing that.
High-Tide Stick Radio reminds you not to do anything stupid on marijuana. You know, like get busted by your parents. You're listening to The Doc live on YouTube. July to Tampa Bay, the National Sellout Hip Hop Concert Tour, Ours. Ours features dope artists from Los Angeles, Long Beach, Phoenix, Colorado Springs, Gainesville, Florida, Houston, Dallas, Denver, and of course Tampa and St. Pete. Come kick it as all of them collide under one roof, one night. So be there or be on Facebook watching. You can keep up with the concert as it approaches, as well as interact with artists and promoters on Facebook. Learn more at BARZFEST Tampa. That's Ars Fest Tampa. If you're looking to perform or need ticket info and more, call area code 727-318-2956. That's area code 727-318-2956.
I'm the doctor, by the way. What's your name? Rose. Nice to meet you, Rose. Run for your life.
That's how you come back in right there. I was telling Cousin Cuz when the beat kicked out on there. That's how you come back in right there. But you look at it, see like that. See, just MistaTre. I'm just a regular guy, but I got a gun and I don't play. No, seriously though. Stop gun violence. That shit's fucked up. And I legitimately believe if you could take... Well, here's my thing is, we're gonna get into something serious now. We're talking guns. We're talking. Let me post that. We can definitely talk legislation and gun control because I'm split on this topic, by the way. I'm actually legitimately split on this topic. So, okay, so let's do this, guys. Where do you stand with gun control? So you think nobody should have a gun? Crazy. Well, right, but then, okay, so who should have guns? Okay, so why should we give them guns? I mean, they're out there killing kids. Look at the kid in Chicago. I showed you that video, Kelly.
Yeah, not all like that.
Right, and that's fair, but not everybody who has a gun is out there trying to shoot you either.
No.
See, I'm not for gun control. Now, I will tell you this, though. I am for subsidized gun control. What I mean by that is, I don't think that every Tom, Dick, and Harry needs a fucking assault rifle. I don't even think law enforcement needs an assault rifle. Because law enforcement only have assault rifles because you have assault rifles, people. The shooting in LA in the 90s. Do you remember the guy? Do you remember the guys in the 90s in LA? They had the No. The guys in LA, they were patted down, armored down. It was a bank heist, and they were armored down. It was in LA, and or in the Los Angeles area, and they come out with semi-automatic rifles. They were AK-47s. One of them for sure had an AK-47. Just and start dumping down and mowing down cops. Okay, I cite that incident right there. That's why cops have M16s. That's why fucking cops have M16s in the trunk of their fucking cars right now because of that bank heist. Because when those cops showed up, they showed up with sidearms and they were underprepared. They had sidearms and shotguns. Problem with a shotgun is that's a close quarters and close range combat weapon.
It's so sad, you know. It's like there's so much violence.
We did it to ourselves.
Yeah.
We gave that bank heist gave the cops the right to arm themselves to the teeth to where the cops are walking and driving down the street as well armed as a fucking Marine in Fallujah.
It's awful.
As a fucking army person out in Kandahar. That's how crazy it is. They have SWAT trucks that are built like tanks. They're just on wheels, so they're not coming down the damn street on a fucking track.
Yeah.
They're built like the Strikers. They have some crazy shit. And I sit back and I go, if you could keep every crazy not having a gun, and if you guys remember the movie Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes.
I don't remember if I've seen it. I might have, but
it's like they get frozen for a crime and they wake them up in the future and everything's all nice and nobody's violent and shit. You don't remember that movie? Okay, well anyway, here's the gist of it.
That's like a dream world.
This is why you'll never be able to get rid of guns, or at least not for a long time. Here's why. I'm going to give you the hands down reason right now.
And I deal with guns at work.
Demolition Man is why. But I'm saying the movie Demolition Man undoubtedly, irrefutably outlines why you will never have the right type of way to get rid of guns. And again, I'm going to show you right now in Demolition Man. I don't have the audio clip guy or the video clip. I don't know if I can piece it all together. I don't know if they'll try to sue me like CNN. CNN got me a copyright infringement, but anyway. So with that said, I don't know what I can get you. I can tell you that I recall the movie, and what happens is, guys, these guys, they screw up in their time. It's like nowadays, like the cops and everybody are fighting with gangs. It's worse than nowadays actually in the movie, and they're like blowing up fucking buildings and shit, and it's crazy. But here's the gist of it though. They get frozen in the past for their crimes they committed. The cop accidentally, or the cop gets framed for killing somebody, and the other guy's just a douchebag. But either way, they go back into time, or they're frozen until in the future. Now in the future, they awaken. Well, the one's frozen for life, but the other one gets awakened in the future. And there's like this big plot behind it. But anyway, the cop gets awakened in the future, and all they have is like taser batons. That's it. The cops have like cattle prods because people they have like weeded out the violent people or whatever the case may be, and anyway, so when all hell breaks loose and this one guy gets a hold of a few guns, he starts going on murder rampages, and the cops have no way to defend themselves or defeat this individual because he's armed to the gilt. That is exactly an outline for why you will never see the right type of or sensible gun control. I guarantee that's an outline for it right there.
Crazy.
And it's crazy. Like you said, I think that's the proper word. It's crazy. It's freaking crazy. But that's how it is. And I guarantee that's how it's going to be.
If they're not going to protect us, who will?
Well, and that's just it is. But then the minute you put weapons in the cops' hands, right?
I think, it's just so fucked up, because there are good cops out there. I'm not going to, because, you always say, what goes on in the world, you think, you can't blame one incident on everybody.
Agreed.
It's just so fucked up, this world.
Agreed.
I don't even know where I was getting to.
It's funny. But you're right, though. I mean, that's you kind of outlined it, though. It's like, I don't want to arm cops to the teeth. Not at all.
It is.
But I mean, at the same time, dude, people take pot shots at cops. People fight cops that aren't hostile. Don't let the media, the national media, fool you.
What I hear a lot.
Cops are fucked up, but so are people.
But because I've met a lot of cops that are really decent, that do take their job very seriously. They do it. They came into wanting to be a cop to do the right thing. A lot of them, they come into the law enforcement for all the wrong reasons because, it's just pretty fucked up.
It is.
You can't, a lot of people's like, oh, the cops are all fucked up and shit. Yeah, some of them are, but a lot of people on the outside world is all fucked up too. So it equals out. Everybody's fucked up.
Agreed. I think that's a very good point too. Is that people don't realize how fucked up people really are. Like, I don't think that people realize how fucked up that people really are. Like, yes, there are fucked up cops. And like, for instance, in the Chicago Police Department, I do believe that it's much like the LA Police Department and the New York Police Department, that it's been ingrained.
One incident, I
it's been ingrained and entrenched to walk into the ghettos and have a chip on your shoulder, and it's been ingrained and entrenched that every black kid's trying to kill you, and it's and racism and stereotypical racism has been ingrained into these cops. And then you're taking kids who grew up in the suburbs of Illinois, and they become street cops in the freaking on the south side of Chicago. They don't know what the hell they're getting themselves into. That's a goddamn war zone out there. So with that said, you have to really look at the big picture there, because at the end of the day, cousin Kels, at the end of the day, yeah, there's fucked up cops. But cops also walk into places where I don't care who you are, most of the people have no respect for you.
No.
The neighborhood I moved to in Phoenix, we would call them pigs when they got out of their car, and then run around the corner and hide from them because they couldn't do nothing about it and they weren't going to mess with us because they weren't going to come in the neighborhood.
It's just so fucked up that a lot of times, like, cops, the wrong cops, they stereotype people, which is not right, because, you can't judge people from the outside, because that's why a lot of incidents happen, because they stereotype people.
Absolutely.
Because, up punk ass kids, they just grow up in the wrong neighborhood, so they pick up a lot of bad habits, and then they go out there with the fake gun, and then the cops fucking shoot them up.
Yep.
And it's just fucking wrong.
Well, we're going to get out of here for today, Cousin Kels. You know we love you. It's been a great show. Thank you for everybody watching on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all the different social media outlets, Twitter. Don't forget to follow us, High Tide Stick Radio. We love you. We're out of here. High Tide Stick Radio reminds you not to do anything stupid on marijuana. Like get busted by your parents. You're listening to The Doc live on YouTube. The National Sellout Hip Hop Concert Tour, Ours. Ours Fest features dope artists from Los Angeles, Long Beach, Phoenix, Colorado Springs, Gainesville, Florida, Houston, Dallas, Denver, and of course Tampa and St. Pete. Come kick it as all of them collide under one room, one night. So be there or be on Facebook watching it. You can keep up with the concert as it approaches as well. Do it big, yeah,
Hey, once I started, stayed on my grind. MistaTre told me don't waste no time. Smoking big dope, shit smell like crime. I drop a foreign and the world's like fun. Foreign, his flow was not like mine. Got a couple hundred just to watch my tongue. Niggas boring, his flow was not like mine. A couple hundred just to watch my tongue. Since I was young, the nickels and dollars and niggas ever since they robbed me. Just to believe I was ready, smoking like a zombie. Still gave my time, nothing, that's how much he got me. On my neck, bustin' stars, I started, stayed on my drum. MistaTre told me don't waste no time. Smoking big dope, shit smell like crime. I drop a foreign and the wheels look fun. Niggas boring, his clothes not like mine. Couple hundred just to watch my tongue. Niggas boring, his clothes not like mine. Couple hundred.
Hey, my hood said get you, so fuck you. You, your dead homies, and your pistols. I'm from Gainesville. We don't talk to get you. When it's out this bitch, sounding like a Russian missile. I've been a real nigga, I just damn like that. And I be yawning these in Texas like I'm rapping a lot. Use a cartoon character, Facebook, get a Grammy, you an actor. Push your ball, me, we can ramble in the gun. I got a top on the way, and 100 round drum. If you're between me and you haters and I'm winning. The label left a nigga, I bounce back in the pit.
Once I started, stayed on my grind. MistaTre told me don't waste no time. Smoking big dope, shit smell like crime. I drop a foreign and the wheels look fun. Niggas boring, his clothes not like mine. Couple hundred just to watch my tongue. Niggas boring, his clothes not like mine. A couple hundred just to watch my tongue.
Hey, I'm in the studio. High Tide Stick is an entertainment, cannabis, news, politics, music, and radio talk show on YouTube for 21 and up. So do what you've always done. Kick your siblings out of the room, throw on your headphones, and enjoy the show. You're listening to The Doc on High Tide Stick Radio.
I'm the doctor, by the way. What's your name? Rose. Nice to meet you, Rose. Run for your life.